Sharing my screen right away. Okay, so we're almost up on YouTube, and then we will then begin. So whenever you're trying to use the Google Colab or the Google machine, one of the biggest advantages of using the Google machine or the Google Colab. Okay, now we're live on YouTube. Good stuff. Now, good evening, dear analysts, and good evening, dear analysts, or good evening all, and you're welcome to Dear Analyst. Dear Analyst is the all things webinar for data science, big data, machine learning, and AI. It's a career webinar or career-related podcast or webinar, depending on the version you're listening to, where you could just come and just get to learn a whole lot about data science and the like. So we always try as much as possible to ask all the audience to drop comments, ask questions, whatever the topic, we'll actually go there and through and try as much as possible to answer all the questions, explore it together so we all learn. So we all actually get to learn. So the analyst started with the first series, was transition series, how to transition into data science, where I interviewed 11 different analysts, asking them how they transition into data science. From transition series, we went to expectation, what to expect as an analyst in the day job, or working as a project, or working as a consultant. You get, because as an analyst you need different skills. You need the skills of project management, you need skills of data, you need a whole lot of soft skills and hard skills. So expectation series was actually exploring those, not only for an analyst, for a machine learning engineer, you get for a machine learning engineer and the likes. We had all those discussions, all conversations. Afterwards, we then went to NDAs, which is non-disclosure agreement. You get, what actually are the issues, what are the technicalities involved with data analysts or machine learning analysts signing NDAs and the likes. So from NDAs we went to data governance, understanding how to actually handle data, especially when you're dealing with sensitive information of persons. And from there we then went to two parts. From there we now run two different series on different days. We run we run rules of engagement on Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, just actually talk about of the applications of data science and machine learning to businesses. You get to businesses, and the next thing we then actually then run live labs where we actually talk about hard skills. So we're on live labs, and today we're talking about Python, analyzing data with Python. So we'll be using the Colab, which is the Google machine. You just go to Colab here, you search for Colab, and once you search for Colab, it then pops up, and then we can then begin to work with Colab. Now, what actually is Colab? Now, Colab is actually an online Python notebook that actually helps you to analyze data in on the Python notebook or online, and automatically saves it for you. So no matter where you are in the whole world, you can, as long as you're connected to your browser, you can always use your Python. You can always use Python and the like. So first thing first, you search Colab, and from Colab you then click on Google Colab. You click on Google Colab. You click on Google Colab. So Google Colab will load and then bring and show us different types of. So because I'm like a constant user, you see, 18 minutes ago I was still using it and the like. So whenever it brings this, you just go straight to new notebooks. New notebooks. You just click on new notebooks. So in case you want to say something in the comment section is open. You could always comment and the likes you get, or you raise your hand, I would unmute you, and then from there we move forward from there. So I hope we're all on the same chapter before we then continue. So here is the Google Colab. One of the very first thing first is to first rename it. So I rename it as Live Labs Labs. Then from here, I'll then come. I want to show you how mine is black and yours is probably white. From the dark theme, from light theme to dark, you get, and you just save it. You get, so I majorly, why is it way better to work with a dark theme? It is better to work with a dark theme for me, in my own opinion and my own bias, because in data science I always say bias and the likes. We talk a whole lot about bias and the likes. Is that it will always help you to read the errors better. It will help you read the errors way, way, way better. You get, it will help you read the errors way better. You get, so in case I should continue, just let me know in the comment section if I should continue. Please understand that class will be a little bit slower because I'm also trying just to look through YouTube and also manage comments and just see if anybody's saying anything as well too. So check through YouTube and see if anybody's saying anything. So okay, nobody's saying anything. So then let's then continue. So first thing first, we'll be importing libraries. We talked about libraries 2-3 weeks ago, and we're going to start all over again. What actually is libraries? You get libraries, frameworks, and the likes. So libraries are majorly a bunch of functions, a bunch of programming functions that actually helps us to analyze data, or actually help us to perform a particular solution, or help us solve a particular problem in very, very fast time. You get, that is what libraries are. And there are a whole lot of different libraries in data science. So we've got libraries such as pandas. We have got libraries such as NumPy, which means numerical Python. We have got libraries such as what else again? Many other libraries, like libraries over libraries. There are always plenty libraries, but the iconic trio, which is majorly like the most popular 3 libraries you would always use in data science, is NumPy, pandas, and Matplotlib. So we'll start with that as well too, for those who probably missed it. So before even the import, let's talk about libraries. And to drop a comment, you do hashtag libraries. First library is known as NumPy, or numerical Python. NumPy is a short word. Is the short word. Then after NumPy, the next one we then have is pandas. Pandas, not panda bear, just pandas. You get pandas, and then we then have Matplotlib. You get NumPy, pandas, Matplotlib. Those are the 3 libraries we majorly need in data science. So NumPy is known as numerical Python. Pandas is the full name, while Matplotlib is also another library for data visualization. So we start with import. Import NumPy. As now in data science, it's always too common as importing NumPy as NP or NY or something like that, or PY or something. But for today, we'll just import NumPy as PY. It's always NP, NP, NP. Everybody's always using NP, NP. You get, well, you can import pandas as anything you wish. You get, do not be afraid. You get, you can import pandas as anything you wish. You get, it is not compulsory that pandas must always be NP or the like. It could be anything of your imports. This import comes out in a different colors. You see, NumPy also comes out in a different color. You get, import is actually, it's something that is, you cannot run away from it. In data science, you would always use it. You get, so it comes out in a dev and the as as well. So they go hand in hand. So if you are importing something, that as must always be there. You get, the as must always be there. You get. So the next thing is pandas. So we're going to import pandas as, normally it's always import pandas as PD, but for today's class, let us import pandas as well. So who can tell us? Give me suggestions in the comment section. What should we import pandas as? You get, you can always change it to whatever you want to import pandas as, or whatever you want to import NumPy as. Just give ideas, or we should use pandas as. It has to be PD every time. It's not compulsory, it has to be PD every time. I always was sitting on, I was asked to just sit and just come and ask a technical question. And I asked the young man, hey, young man, you say you know how to use Python and the likes. Tell us, what other way would you import NumPy? The guy could not actually answer, and that was it. It was just the end of it. He lost composure and the like. So that is it. So please, in the comment section, anybody who wants to help, Tony, import pandas as AD. You get, just import pandas as AD. You get, and then we run. So anytime we need NumPy, we use py. Anytime we need pandas, we use AD. You get to see whenever you start running the very first time you run a line of code in pandas. Excuse me. Very first time you probably not you run a line of code in Colab. This will not show as RAM and disk. It will show as connect. But now because it has finished running, now whenever this runs, it will not come out as an output. Whenever this runs, it will not come out as an output. It won't come out as an output. So here we then come back here and then you get, it will not come out, it will not show as an output. And let me show you what an output means. 2 plus 2, and you just hit the run here. You get, now this is the output or what it returns, the return variables or the return value. This is the output or the return value. You get, so let's then move forward from here. We can then add another code cell and then continue the programming from here. Any question in the comment section before we move forward? Any question in the comment section before we move forward? So let's then continue. So from here, we then continue saying, okay, then now let us then import data into Colab environment. Let us import data into Colab environment. You come here to files, and in files, you click here. And from files, okay, let me first send everybody the files that we're going to be using for today's class. So it's not that I'm just one working. I'll put it up on YouTube as well too after the class. I'm going to send the CSV file we're using for today's class. I'm importing the CSV file. I say importing, I'm sending the CSV file. So it's on Zoom right away, sending on Zoom already. I didn't want to just upload. Oh, I didn't just, apparently I can't send on Zoom. Okay. I still cannot send. Okay, at last. I sent on Zoom right now. Sorry, network issues here in Lagos, Nigeria can be very funny. Okay, so let's then continue. Now I want to upload first into Google Colab. So let me show you the steps all over again. Using code. So a whole lot of persons, I get to hear this a lot of time. I want to change my laptop before I start my journey to data science. Yes, it's good, but I actually don't need to actually change the laptop. You don't need a laptop. As long as you have a Colab environment or you have a browser that can access the internet, you can run your analysis and do anything from anywhere you are in the world you get. And this analysis and everything, the RAM size I'm using right now is Google's RAM size, is over 12 gig RAM. And for disk space, I have over 100 gig. You get 12 gig RAM, beautiful. I can do machine learning, I can do deep learning, do any of those stuff and still be fine. You get, and still be fine. Just on my browser, you get. So Google is really solving a whole lot of problems. So you come here to files, and files, you click on upload. Upload, you type the file name into the comment section, and it kicks off. and you then upload. See, now what this error is telling you, what this reminder is saying, whenever your file gets deleted or whenever you go off the internet, you have to upload the file all over again. You get, whenever you go off the internet, you have to upload the file all over again. So you come here to legislator dash CSV blah blah blah. You copy the file path. You copy the file path and you then say AD. AD is the PD or is the pandas you're using. AD.read. So you now get different options. .clipboard, .csv, .excel, .etc. You get .csv. You put the parentheses and two quotes that makes it a string, Control V, the file path for the legislators, and you then run. And I just need to just mute myself for a minute or two. I don't know what's up. My laptop is not charging. As in, my laptop is not charging. It was charging as a while and it wasn't charging. So welcome to those who just joined. Mr. Femi Adedipe, you're welcome. Adedeji Jola Oluwa, you're welcome. You're welcome to class today. Mr. Femi, you've actually been very, very consistent for the last maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So big shout out to you. I hope all of our sessions actually brings value to the table for you too. For me, it's not about just coming just come and talk online. It's actually adding value. It's about we sitting down adding value. You get adding value, adding value. Over, you're welcome. After a while, you're most welcome. I'm sorry, my laptop is not charging. I'm really, really worried right now. I don't know what's up. Let's see where it takes us to. Because nobody has a kind of power pack at home again. Okay, now let's just move to the next. Just pray this power pack thing just works. Today is working fine. Tomorrow it just stop working. Right now I stop working in the middle of something. Okay, the CSV file, I will upload it again. It was in the comment section before it came in. I would upload it again for everyone to have. Now we've imported pandas, we've imported the data sets. It's now left time for us to now move forward with this. You get to move forward with this. Shall we then continue? Okay, now one of the very first things after importing data, in which I want each and every one of us to know, after importing this data and writing this first line of code, is that you can, inside the same cell block, just put enter and just name your data leg. It's legislators of the United States, blah 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 blah. You get. Why did I use United States legislature data? Because this one has date of birth, has male, has female, is well arranged. You get. For us to do that here, it will actually take a while. You get. First pull the data of Nigerian legislators and then start making it into something. It will be some kind of work here. So I saved it as leg. You get the variable name is now leg. You get, then let's then run leg inside the same line of code. Now, whenever you're running a data set or whenever you're running a command line in a particular line, in a particular code cell or in a particular code cell, yes, the last command or the last line is what Colab will return. You get, you see when we did just these first two, it didn't show us an output. It will always show the output for the last line of code. Now, this one will not show an output. Why? Because you just assign the variable to leg. You assign the variable to leg. You assign the variable to leg because why? You needed a name to always use. Now we then run leg. Now you then run leg. Now after running leg, anytime we need to use the data, we just use leg. So then use leg.dtypes. So you get, whenever you're also writing and typing, it suggests to you. So you could just come, not just only click on it, but also read it. Let the D types will tell you the data types of all the columns inside the data. All the columns. So you have a column for last name, first name, middle name, suffix, nickname, full name, birthday, gender, type, etc. District. District is in float. Senate class is in float. Object, float. Float majorly means num. Okay, I don't want to say that. In the comment section, who can tell us what does float means? In the comment section, who can tell us what does float means? In the comment section, can anybody help? Adedeji, do you want to say something in the comment section? What does float means? Float is something like a number with decimal points. Yes, numbers with decimal points, or just numbers with decimal points, not just decimals. We have to be very specific. Numbers with decimal points. Numbers with decimal points is what a float means. Numbers with decimal points. You get e.g. majorly when you're calculating in naira. You get when you're calculating naira. I said something on one of our very early not very early how's it called? Early episodes, yes, that finance is the biggest hirers of data analysts globally, both locally in Lagos, Nigeria as a whole, Africa, and the whole world. Data financial analysts, data analysts, finance is always the one hiring them. You get Mr. Tunde, I've sent the CSV again. Oh. Please check the comment section for everyone. Please, I've sent the CSV again. Check the comment section again, please. You get, I've sent the CSV. Please check the comment section. You get, so you get, that is what float is. So when you see float 64 and the likes, float 64, just know that you didn't get it. Or okay, I will send it again. So I think we might just have to just wait a little bit until everybody has the CSV. So I'm not just talking to myself. Here you go. It's in the comment section for everyone. For me to, oh, the major reason you can't have it is because you are probably on mobile. It will not show on mobile. It will not show on mobile. That's right. Okay, so this is it. I'll quickly just go into the Telegram group and drop the CSV into the Telegram group. Oh, I'm still worried. My laptop is still not charging. Like really worried now. So I'll go and drop the CSV in the Telegram group right now. At least everybody go to pick it up from there and use. But we're also live on YouTube. The CSV also be posted on YouTube immediately after the class. I do not know why. Like right now, super duper worried. Battery is really falling down. Okay, so I'm dropping it in the Dell Analyst Telegram group. In case you're not in the Telegram group, we'll drop the Oh, you're most welcome. Somebody just joining for the very first time. You're most welcome. Yes, this class is for people who has no knowledge about programming and the likes. You are not joining us back. I'll just send you links to the past episode. If you had come earlier, you'll actually be able to catch on to this class. But if you are with your laptop as well too, you can still then catch up. I will share my codes, and then you can then also just join us. If you are not joining us back, the links to the past episode is also on YouTube. You can go download, read it as well. So please, I'm just trying to fix my power pack. I don't know what. So I've sent it on the Telegram group. So in the Telegram group, you can just quickly check it out. Check out the data sets. So while I keep doing a little bit of EDA and the likes. Now, something about you should also understand about data analysis. When people say data analysis, we have to be very specific in what we're saying. So there is data analysis with visualization and there's data analysis without visualization. Did you get that? I'll come again. There is data analysis with visualization and there is data analysis without visualization. E.g., you're just visually working on numbers, you get? Analyzing the numbers, doing variance, mean, median, and the likes, you get? All of those things are data analysis without visualization. And they are, from my own experience, they are not interesting. People do not also want to see them. People can majorly only relate to the numbers, relate to pictures and images, you get? Pictures and images, you get? People majorly can relate to pictures and images way better than numbers. So that's why it's also crucial for young analysts. I tell them a whole lot of time Yes, you need to understand both. You need to understand data analysis with a visualization and data analysis without visualization. Now, your understanding of data analysis with visualization, or no, without visualization, will take you way, way farther. It will take you farther, faster, and the likes. Because whenever you can put things into numbers, you can then put them into images. Whenever anything can go into numbers, they can always then go into images. It is just very, very strict. So once ever you can just put it into numbers, you can then go into images. So a whole lot of persons keep rushing at data analysis with visualizations and forget to do data analysis without visualizations. So whenever I see those kind of persons, I just shake my head and laugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. So whenever I see such persons like that, just keep laughing and shaking my head. Please try as much as possible to understand. Try as much as possible to understand both, and we will be all fine. So for those who got the data, I hope you can then import the data right now. We move forward. Any question in the comment section and let me know. If you need to unmute yourself so we talk, let me know. You get? Let me know in the comment section if you want to say something before we then move forward. So we have found the types of data that actually exist inside the legislator data type. So the next thing we'll then be doing is then the next thing we'll be doing right now is then we then start doing a little bit of an analysis, you get, with just with numbers alone, you get, just more analysis with numbers. So for this, let's just go straight and find the mean. Who actually understands or know how to find the mean of a data set within you get the mean of a data set. So to find the mean of a data set, you just use leg. Leg is the name of our variable dot mean. Now you can use dot mean with or without parentheses. You see what came out without parentheses. Now let's now use dot mean with parentheses rather. I also explained in one of the earlier episodes all the different types of brackets in Python. You get all the different types of brackets in Python. I also made sure I explained all of those things as well too. So now this is the mean. Now you see, which one is that, with parentheses, without parentheses? With parentheses or without parentheses? In the comment section, let's know which is better to use, using mean with parentheses or without parentheses. Nobody's saying anything. Which is better to use? Using mean with parentheses or using mean without parentheses? Nobody's saying anything, so I think using mean with parentheses is way better. It works both ways, even on, yes, it works both ways, yes. So you can actually use the Jupyter Notebook, yes, it works both ways. I'll try it when I want them data. Oh yes, sure. You get, it works both ways. And I also share the link to my source code, so you can also have access to my source code. But please just download it. Do not edit it. Please. Somebody was trying to edit my source code during the week. So please just go ahead and just download it. So what then do we move forward with then now? Now let's also then go into pulling out data from pulling out each individual columns. Let me then show us how to pull out each individual columns from the data set. Pulling out each individual columns from the data set. Now, we have the name of the data, which is leg. Okay, now before then, let us understand the name of each individual columns. leg.columns, columns, okay. Because we saved the variable name is legislator, we say the variable name as leg. So it is leg.columns. We're going to be using leg.columns. And with leg.columns, this is the name of the individual, you get individual column names. So one very first thing we should do is that let us pull out the Twitter handles of all of the representatives. The Twitter handles of all of the reps. The Twitter handle of all of the reps. So you just do leg, brace. Then the string can either be one quote or two quotes. So immediately I put the brace, which is a square bracket, and I put a single quote, it then starts suggesting. Starts suggesting all the names of the columns, all the names of the columns. Let me know. Then I pick Twitter and I run this. Yep. So right now we now have all the Twitter handles of all the senators. Now the NAN means the ones who actually does not, probably their data is not on it. So this Senator Catwell, Senator Cadriel, Senator Kappa, Senator Bob this, etc, like that. That's how to pull out individual columns. Oh, I forgot to comment. Now anytime I want to comment, just put an hashtag. Oops. Okay, let me start from here. Hashtag how to show all the columns names. Columns names. That's how to show the column names. Hashtag how to display all the, how to display one column at a spelling at a time. At a time. You get, so that's it. I think I should still go up and still say the best way to find mean. The best way to find mean from the data set. Yes. So any more questions in the comment section? So for this one, it's not a very good way. Another way, but it's not a very good way at all. So please do not use this for me. I'm trying to delete this. You get. How to find data types. So then we then move forward and you add another code cell. So in the comment section, who can also tell us, oh, let's do this, let's show this, let's show this. How do we create a markdown? Okay, how do you create a markdown? I always prefer to use markdown majorly in R. I always prefer to use markdowns majorly in R. You get. Okay, so Tony, you answer your own question, but we'll get there. Okay, this is how to display one column at a time. So in the comment section right now, let's throwing the question to you. Who can then show us how to display two columns at a time? I've shown for one. Who can do for two? Just write out the code how you think we can do that. Who can show us how to pull out two columns at a time? Two columns at a time. Please, questions, I say questions and conversations, comments. How can we get to show two columns or display two columns at a time? Nobody wants to say something. Everybody is just all. Yeah, yes, over. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'll just copy what over sent, copy, and just paste here and run. So if it runs an error, we all debug it together. Whoop! It came out as an error. So what should we then do? In the comment section, everybody. Hello, sir. I'm sending you out of this room. So I really, really want to appreciate all my mentors. I saw his notification that so as in registered for dear analyst, Mr. Sheikh Malemi. I want to say very, very big thank you for coming. We've been talking about dear analyst a whole lot. Mr. Shagun has been a very, very big part of my life. As in, I've known him since I think my final year in school. It's been a very, very huge part of my life. He knew when I was transitioning into data science and analytics. We have all these conversations, etc., and the likes. I want to say very, very big thank you, sir. Okay, so Samson says we should double the square bracket. So, Mr. Shegun, let me just give you 5 minutes to say something. I've unmuted you.
I'm being forced.
Hello, sir. Go ahead and say something.
I'm being forced to talk. This is dropping a statement under duress.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Hello, go ahead, sir.
Hello, everybody. I'm being forced to drop a comment under duress. Please take note of that. That said, so I'm not going to come and hype what Deji is doing. I mean, I think he already knows the value of what he's doing. I would just say to those who are learning, they say a journey starts with a single step, and every day you try to acquire new knowledge, you are taking a step in the right direction. Just earlier today, I made a post that it's not a crime not to know, right? But you lose opportunities when you refuse to find out. And that's my experience in business. It's my experience in sales. It's my experience also in growing from who I used to be to what I am right now. And so every time you learn something, you are opening up new opportunities for yourself. So I want to just say, go at it. Kudos to the team. I just silently wanted to see what it was like to join the forum, and I am happy with what I'm hearing. So back to you, sir.
Yeah, big thank you to you, sir. Like really, really big. Immediately I saw your email, you get, because I have an email trigger when I get some particular email. I just saw your email, like, hello, what's happening? So I thought you just registered, then you now entered the room again. Okay, so let's get back. Thank you so much, sir. Like, thank you so much, sir. I really, really do appreciate this. Okay, so Tony is asking a question. Okay, so we have two questions two comments in the comment section. Babalola says we should double the square brackets. I don't want to just be the only one just talking. So just ensure that we just keep engaging ourselves. Then Tony says, why are we not using a parenthesis instead? Why are we not using a parenthesis instead? So let's try what Samson is saying first, and let's see what happens. Now, whenever you run an error in programming, always try as much as possible to backtrack and go and read. Always ensure you backtrack and go and read. Go and read the error. See, says the error. And it shows us a parenthesis this time around, not a brace. A parenthesis, comma. So first thing first, let us double the brace, just as Samson said. Let's double the brace, double the brace, then we run. Yep. Says comment is not an index now. Now the error is way different. The error is now on comment right now. Says comment is not an index. Index there means probably index here then means probably a column name. You get probably a column name, So I'll go check here. Over comment is not a column name, so I'll just change it to maybe gender. I'll just change it to gender instead of comment. Just change it to gender. And note that something is now, see even here, it says comment is not an index again. It's telling us that this time around the error is different. The error is on the other one that does not have, that is not present in the data. So we'll just use gender and we run. This should solve the problem. You get. So now we have the Twitter handle and the agenda. The Twitter handle and the agenda, the Twitter handle and agenda. I guess the comment name, yes, okay, yes, because you don't know the name of another column, but that's fine. So right now we have Twitter and gender. So right now, after solving this, let's also try what Tony says. Let's also try what Tony is saying as well. So in the comment section, we'll copy this and we pull it down. Now, I also made mention something earlier, and I also want to reiterate this fact. A whole lot of new persons who's joining the data analytics industry are very, very excited about analysis with visualization. Yes, it's a good thing to learn, but please build a strong foundation of analysis without visualization, of just running numbers first before you then go and then build visualizations. Why? If you can run numbers of anything, you will most likely be able to run visualization of anything. You get, if you can run numbers of anything, you will most likely be able to run visualization of anything. But if you cannot run numbers of most things of anything, your visualization will still be shaky. Your visualization will be limited. You get, your visualization will be very, very limited. You get, so understand running of numbers first, mean, median, mode, calculating this, doing that, a whole lot of all of this, and we then move forward. So let's then move forward. We have an error. It says data frame not callable. Data frame not callable. Data frame not callable. So here, this time around, there is majorly how we will probably still, please, all questions, all conversations and comments should be in the general chat, private chat. Please, all conversations and comments should be in the general private chat. Somebody just raised something with me here. You get, in the general private chat, please, so we can move forward. There's also, oops, we have 2 comments on YouTube. Oops. Okay, sorry, I totally forgot the YouTube, guys. Okay. I probably cannot find it, but I saw the notification, but I can't really just find it again. Okay, so for this now, we are working majorly with braces whenever we're working with columns. Now, whenever we're working with columns, we majorly work with braces. So try as much as possible, we stick with the braces whenever you're working with columns. Yes, this is for something totally different as well. So whenever you're using parentheses majorly goes with functions. I need us to know that. Parentheses majorly goes with functions, while whenever you're working with braces, you are dealing with a particular column. Yeah, we are dealing with a particular column. So that's how to just pull and display 2 columns side by side. You get. After this, we then move to, so after they also displaying it side by side, it shows you the number of rows it has and also the number of columns. You get, it shows you by the number of rows and by the number of columns as well too. So let's then go straight to then using the particular what's this called? The particular functions. Now we're now going to be looking at functions. Functions in Python. So there are a whole lot of functions in Python. Plenty functions. Functions about this, functions about that. Plenty functions. So in the comment section, do you know any function in Python? Something we actually need to actually get to just throw ahead and start using. Yes, the mean we used earlier as a function. Median. So let's just do ad.median. Oh, I wrote median, not median. It will run an error. Median. Oops. Pandas has no median. Wait, let me check what I said the data set as. Leg. Oh, I thought as well. So the name of the data set is leg, not pandas. Leg.median. So now running errors in programming, it is inevitable. We will all run errors. Both programmer with 70 years experience, 50 years experience, we would always run errors. Errors are something you also learn to live with, learn to debug. So that's why the next thing is debugging. You must be able to read it, backtrack, and debug. Read it, backtrack, and debug. Read it, backtrack, and debug. You get, so that what I just really did right now, I just debugged a particular error. That's for median. Median is a function. You get, after median, what else again can we then do? What else again can we then do? Today we also get into visualization, so do not be afraid or worried. We're going to start a bit of visualization, at least histogram, bar charts, and the likes. Little here, little there before we then move forward. You get? Okay, so the next function I actually want us to actually check is it's a major function. It's known as group by. Now, for in data science or analytics, group by is actually one very, very key function you will find across different programming languages, be it R, be it Python, be it SQL. There would always be group by. Group by. So group by is a function. You get, group by is a function. Group by is a function that is really, really critical in data science. It's a very, very critical function in data science. So we're going to be grouping by. So you can then group the data set, or yes, or you can group your data by one particular column. You get, you can just take a particular column and then group by, say, okay, I want to group by states. You get, I want to group by states, and I want to show this and this and that. Oh, before we go to group by, I want to use count too. Let me show you how to use count. Okay, group by, counts, and group by, comma. Then there's counts. Then there's value counts. Group by count, value count. Okay, so let's start with count first. Just do leg dot, the leg has to be rightly spelled, dot count. Parentheses. Oops. Okay, let me. Oh, data frame has no attribute count. Okay. Okay, now for us to actually use count, it's way, way better we first use it with a particular column. Yes, we use count with a particular column, value count, and also there's unique count or unique. I can't remember if it's unique count or unique. So we need to use this with a particular column, string, gender, cover the string, and then brace, dot count. You get, want to count how many persons or how many genders do we actually have. Yep. This says series object has no attribute count. Okay, so let's then use value count. Value underscore count. Okay. Value count and then run. Uh-oh, it seems today is like my days of errors. The errors are just jumping out. Oops, value count. Let me check if the value has to be small letter. But it suggested it to me. Oops, yeah. I missed the spelling of value. Now, most functions actually, that is how it is written. So always try as much as possible to return it how it is written. You get? Always try as much as possible to return the function how it is written. You get? Return the function how it is written. The function was written in small letters. I took it to capital letter. You get? So because of that, that was an error. So any question in the comment section before we go forward? I want to know you have a question concerning what I did. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Please, in the comment section, let me know. And I'm very, very happy I'm also running this error. So we actually get to see that there is no how. Errors is inevitable in this. So you don't just think, oh, somebody's one big time analyst. We all still run errors. Oh. And you won't be surprised the kind of errors we still run. You get, so this value count shows us the number of males we have in the data set and the number of females we have in the data set. The number of males we have in the data set and number of females we have in the data set. So we have 406 males and 131 females. Any questions before we move forward? This is quite simple, so no question, you get. This is quite simple, so no question. So let us then also then go to using group by or group. Let's go to using group by, or no, there's also unique. I think there's unique also, yeah. Let's do leg. Again, brace. Don't let's do gender again. What should we do? Mm, birthdays. Now, birthdays dot unique, yes, and parentheses. Now, we're going to run 2 days, the unique and there's the n unique. Now, the unique just counts the number of rows, just like count does, or value count does, number of rows and the likes. But n unique says us, okay, because some people, there might be a coincidence whereby 2 persons has the same birthdays. You get, e.g., 2 persons has got the same birthdays. So what then happens? One pulls it out for us way better than the other. So this one just pulls out the unique birthdays for us. It's quite voluminous. Then we then use dot unique. Okay, we can also then add value count to this. See this dot unique. Now using 2 different functions. Value underscore count. Value underscore count. Whoosh. Okay, for this one we cannot run a value underscore count with unique as well. Okay. So let's just run unique like this and then come down here and then run n unique. Leg brace, string, birthdays, outside, and unique. So here, so the whole total number of unique birthdays we have is 530. But in total, what is then the total persons we have in the data set? What's the total rows we have in the data sets? Okay, we could just add the male and female because they are inevitably male. And so once we add this male and female, 406 plus 103 plus 131 would give 539. 539, but unique birthdays of 530. So we have some persons, we have some 9 persons, we have some 9 persons who has got the same birthdays. You get, we have some 9 persons who has got the same birthdays. So with now, let's now use group by this time around. Let's use group by to then start grouping them by sex, by this, by that, by this, and the like. So remember, you can always group by 1 column, you can group by 2 columns, you can group by this, you can group by that, you can group by this. So let us then start using the group by function. Now you now use group by leg first, which is the data set. Remember, we have saved it as a data set, leg dot group by. So the group by function. So inside the group by function, because we want to work with columns, we then use brace. Because we want to work with column, we do what? We use brace and we put string. We use brace, put string, and we put this the data sets, the 2 data sets we want to work with. Maybe state. I want to check the name again. Okay, let's work with date, which or let's work with birthday. Birthday. You get? We're going to be working with birthday and gender. Birthday and gender. Can that work? No, let's work with gender and birthday. Seeing all those dates and those numbers again might be. Let's use gender, comma, and gender and what? Who can suggest for me? Gender and what? Please suggest based on the column names we have here. Column name, we have first name, middle name, suffix, and the likes. Okay, should we do gender and Twitter name? Or gender and address? Let's do gender and address. Gender and address. You get one to group by gender and address. So can we go ahead and do this group by gender and address? Although they still way longer what we actually want to write here. Okay. Then we have an error again here. As I said earlier, whoops, group by was not well written. Group underscore by. Or group by. See, I did, there was no P in group by. Okay, now we are then fine. Now we are then fine. Now, good stuff. Now, because you're working on a online Jupyter notebook or online platform, it will still run. I'll run it and it will still pull out and show us the variable. So whenever you see things like this, it will still take a while to load. I think it happens on notebooks a few times, depending maybe it's a series or something. Maybe we are working with a series or so. It also gets to show like this as well too. So let's then add a little bit again to this as well too. We can then say dots. We also want it to show us value, the number of times we have count. I think now is a good time to use the count function. Now is a good time to use the count function. It shows us the count for when we are grouping by this and that. Oops, count. Oh, okay. So count cannot work here. One of these days, we'll also actually explore series. You get series and the likes, series and the likes. So for here, let's go back to this. We run this and then move forward. Okay. So with this now, I want to also put in another variable as well too. I want to put in another variable. We are grouping by two different variables. We want to group two different variables together and still add a third one. Meaning that I want to show you a particular table that has 3 columns, just 3 particular columns. You get? Now, the first column is gender, the second column is address, and the third column can then be just anything. You get? The first column is gender, second is address, gender address, then the third can just be something else you get again, and then use a count or so. So we do brace again. Remember I said if we are working with whenever I'm working with columns, we always use what? Brace. Should there be space there? Yes or no? We will get to know if there should be space. String, let's then do the last name. Last name. I don't know why it's not suggesting last name. We want their gender, their address, and their last name. I don't know why it's not suggesting last name if last name is well written. Here we can now put dot. I think count can work here. Really skeptical if count can work here or value count. I don't know which one yet, count or value count. In the comment section, let me know. Count or value count, which can work here. Let's try count. Count still cannot work here. I don't know, I'll just be so sensitive and showing count. Let's then see the value count. The value count will not display a table for us like we want. I think unique counts or unique. Yes, I think unique. Oh, yeah, that's it. Unique in the comment section. Most then likely work. Tune says both should work. So I'm thinking unique can then work. Because we use, oh, beautiful, at last. Yes, at last, and at last. Now, we are grouping by, we want to just show 3 different columns. We've just seen female. Why there's nothing on that? Because they are all female until the new ones where they have males. Then this is their address, Longworth office. Yes, they all work in Longworth office. This is where the legislature of the American Senate and likes all work. Then their last name, you get. Then their last name. So see how all the errors we're going through. No, try this, don't try that, try this, don't try that. Dot unique then was not the final one. So this one column, another column out of the whole data set. Out of the whole data set, we just want to display just 3 columns. You get. Just want to display 3 columns. Just want to display 3 columns. So let's try n unique as well too. Let us try NUnique. I would erase everything I have on my screen and then try NUnique again. Yes, I think NUnique is way. But we can't actually see the last name again. The last name is gone, so I think Unique is way better. See, it just gives 1111. But we're actually interested in seeing the last name. So see, you have the office address and you then have the last name. Please, any questions before we go on? We have maybe just 5 minutes because actually we finish live labs by 8:40. This is 8:35. Oh, I said we're going to do a little bit of visualizations. So we're going to do a little bit of visualization. So let me just do a bit of visualization before we leave. Visualization really makes people really happy. So today we're going to do visualization without Matplotlib. Actually get to make us all happy. Let's just find a particular what should I call it, string, or one of the numbers that we can just use. I think Senate class is a number or a float. .hist. I think Senate class is a number we can use. We want to just show you distribution in histogram of Senate, of the class of Senate. So we broke it down based on the class Senate, on the numbers we have. Some people are in 1, some people are in 2, some people are in 3. You get so the lower. So in the U.S. Senate, you always have the junior senators and the senior senators and the likes. Junior Senate, senior Senate, and the likes. How do we sort the null values? Okay, so for the null values, we majorly do drop NA. You get, we majorly you do drop NAs, you get, for null values. Please let me also get to start taking all the questions right now. This is the question time. So before I go to dropping NAs, you get, I also need you guys to just ensure that we are all on the same track. Questions for everything we've done today, so we can quickly just go back to the beginning and then start all over again. Go back to the beginning and just start all over again. So we started today's class by importing NumPy as py and importing pandas as AD. Now, in programming, it is popular to always say import NumPy as NP or py or NP or PN or something like that. It's also popular to say import pandas as PD. You can import any of this as anything, you get. All this last one are just variable names. I'm going to annotate on the screen here. This last one was just variable names, variable names, variable names, variable names, variable names, variable names, variable. So you can import any of these libraries as anything. And I also define what libraries is and what libraries are. Libraries just actually help us to perform a bunch of functions. Libraries helps us to perform a bunch of functions. Libraries are a bunch of functions put together just to help us make life easy, just to ensure that it is way faster. Now, because we have library NumPy, and NumPy means numerical Python. What does NumPy mean? NumPy means numerical Python. NumPy means numerical Python. You get, numerical Python is majorly for numbers, numerics, any form of numerics, you get. While pandas is what we actually use to analyze data, you get, clean data, wrangle the data, etc. like that. Pandas, and pandas. Then I now also showed how to then import data into the Colab. The very first thing, you go into files. From files, you go into upload. You upload here and you pick out the data from your computer. You pick out the data from your computer. I use the data legislators, current legislators, and I use open. So it's because he has uploaded it already. That's why it might not just want to upload it. It sees it there already. So after then uploading, that's just how to upload. You right click and you copy the file path. You right click, copy the file path, and you then do your pd.read or ad.read_csv. Note that you can read different files into Python with just this ad.read. For those who came late, I'm just doing this for us before we just run the last drop NA. String, and you just put. Now, even before this, there are different types of reads. You can read different types of files into Python. See, there's read CSV, read Excel, read Feather, read FWF, read HTML, read JSON, read this, read that, read this, read SQL queries. You get this, so many things you can read into Python. So you just pick whatever you want to read and you just move on. If it's clipboard, you read the clipboard and you move on. You create a parenthesis, string, and you paste it, you paste a file path. It pulls by the file path. So either you're using Jupyter offline or online, this also works with the file path, and you then run. Okay, so it's 8:40. Let's quickly just use drop NA. So once you read the file, I'm going to copy my code, Control C, and send in the comment section so you have access to my code. Please do not edit it, just download and move on with your life, please. Or I think I should even download it and send. Okay, I'll download it. So let me also show you how to also download your code cells or your code block or your source code rather, your source code. See, once you just click on file, save, revision, download as IPYB, download as PYB. IPYB is a Jupyter notebook. Download as PY. Download as PY is just the main Python that works on VS Code and the like. So I'll download as IPYB and send into the comment section. And also drop it in the, I'll send it in the comment section, also drop it on the Telegram group as well. So everybody has today's files. Okay. Oops, before then, let me put, I'll just drop another comment on it. Today's Dear Analyst, blah, 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 episode this. So I want to answer Mr. Femi Tunde's question. So you just use leg dot drop. So you just have dot drop. You have dot drop duplicate if they are duplicate files. If they are duplicate rows, maybe there are like 2 or 3 rows are duplicate, is drop level. But what we are doing is drop NA. It drops the NA. So even with NAs, there are different types of NAs. There's NA end, NA this, NA that, NA this, etc. like that. So with this, we'll have deleted the drop NA. You get, so it is 8:42. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody who was coming came today. I really appreciate it, especially to the likes of Tony and Aziz, who are volunteers running the Dear Analyst show with myself. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and most especially to our special guest, Mr. Shegun Malemi. Has he gone? Let me see if he has left. I think he has left. You get, so I've known Mr. Shegun for over a decade, close to 12 years. Yes, close to 12 years. Not even my final year. I think maybe 3rd or 2nd year or so. Yeah. Over a decade, definitely over a decade. You get, so I want to say a very big thank you to everybody for coming today. Shuka Chuke, is this your first time? You'd like to say something? I would. Shuka Chuke, I'm trying to unmute you. Just introduce yourself, your name, what you do for a living. Yeah, analyst. So Shuka just want to say something. 43, episode 43, live labs, Python. You get, Shuka doesn't want to say anything. Okay, so I'll just download this again and send to the comment section and also put on the Telegram group. You get, so a big thank you, a big shout out to everybody for coming today. Jalalua, yes, you've been like coming like back to back. Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde, been very, very frequent. Daniel, my friend Daniel, yes, I also want to say thank you. Daniel gave me a birthday gift. Like, Daniel, thanks so much for the birthday gift. I really, really appreciate it. Is he here? Okay, so Daniel bought cakes, bought a bottle of wine, brought a whole lot of stuff to my house, and I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm sending this into the comment section where everybody can then see. I would also post it on, yes, it's in the comment section. You have the link to the code blog, and the PYB file is also coming in the comment section as well too. I'll paste the link to, okay, so send to everybody in the comment section. I'll paste the link to the Telegram group on the comment section as well for those who are not in the Telegram group. You can then join our Telegram group. Ask any question, please. Any question. I want to say a very big thank you once again to Tony, Aziz. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been nice actually hosting this, and good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night.